will you try to be a little helpless and feminine?
What?
Helpless and feminine. The other day I saw you changing a tire for a fella and you were holding up the back end of his car. Supposed to be a girl, not King Kong.
Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing the Burnett show, which actually ran for a very long time apparently. I'm seeing 11 seasons here, from like 67 to 77 I believe, but I could be mistaken on that. From all appearances it does seem like Chris Ferguson or Whose Line Is It Anyway type of show. I have no idea. Kind of gets me also maybe just a little bit of The Amanda Show, where The Amanda Show was based off of like skits and stuff like that. So could be something like that, where that kind of was a parody of Saturday Night Live, even though I came in probably at the end of Amanda Show, like probably like the last season of it, or when I started to really pay attention to TV and stuff. So we're talking like, you know, late 90s. It just kind of gets me those vibes, for at least for a reference point of those types of shows that I've seen. There are 31 episodes, so I think this first part there's going to be I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the first 4 episodes in this part.
Welcome to our first show that we're doing. I'm real excited and very, very happy that you're all with us. If you have any questions at all you'd like to ask.
Do you get nervous now after being such a professional for so long?
Do I get nervous when we have to do... No. That's all the time we have now.
Way to avoid the question. I like the way that...
VIP is more than just a television interview. It is an invasion of privacy. Here is your host, F. Lee Corman.
Don't know who that is.
VIP pries into the life of the most famous child star in the history of motion pictures,
Shirley Temple?
Shirley Dimple.
Ah, at least I got that right.
Shirley Dimple lives in this comfortable, old-fashioned house with her husband, her 2 children, and fairy godmother. It is strategically located in Northern California, midway between the show business capitals of the world, Hollywood and Sacramento.
So it is basically a kind of a comedy skit a little bit.
Can I ask you how old you are, or should I mind my own business?
I'm 21.
Yes, but you made your first movie in 1935.
Mind your own... Those are George Murphy's dancing shoes. I had them bronzed.
For some reason I thought she was going to say something about the flowers.
I can still do all my old routines. On the good ship, Lolita, it's a sweet trip to Canada. Do you remember that one?
Oh, I sure do.
You better.
I don't.
Do you have any interest in the new movies?
Oh, no, not really. Ugh. They have too much hugging and kissing in them. Oh, no, not in my movies.
I wouldn't expect so, being a child store actor.
What do you think of President Johnson?
He has no right to be in politics. He's never even made one movie. Animal crackers in my soup. You remember that one?
I actually do know that one for some reason, even though I haven't seen them.
Jim Withers said something to me once in a movie that wasn't very nice. And you know what happened to her?
No.
I do know that actress name, though.
Changed her into a plumber.
But okay.
I've really been having a rotten time. I haven't met anybody up here who's my type.
On second thought, maybe not.
Does your wife know you broke your leg?
Oh, I'm not married. Can I help you to the sofa?
Kind of like the blind leading the blind.
Blind leading the blind.
Arm around my shoulder like that. That's it. Last year, I broke my leg in 2 places, Denver and Chicago.
Well, how's your arm?
It's fractured. I broke it when I was checking in the other night. I tripped over my luggage. How'd you break your leg?
Don't you remember?
Remember what?
Well, when you tripped over your luggage, you fell right on me.
Oh.
You give me your crutches, and you can lower yourself down. Oh, wait. Oh! Here. Here, just a second. Take hold of my arm. And you... Oh, not that one! No.
Not that one.
Just lower yourself down. That's it. Oh! It'll make a nice bandage. Would you be the first person to honor me with your signature on my cast?
Well, sure, if you'll sign mine.
Nice. Oh, here you go. Sorry. Oh, gosh, the pen stuck right in your hand.
Oh, that's all right. I needed something to write with anyway.
Here, you put your foot up on.
Oh, yes.
And then we can. Oh, careful.
That was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
But my mother wanted me to come up here, hoping I might meet a rich doctor. She's so scared I'm going to be an old maid.
Just like my mother.
Is your mother an old maid? There, I'm finished. Oh, sorry, it went right through.
I felt it.
I felt it.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm anemic. How about you? What you write on my cast, I can't see upside down.
I'm not sure I can either.
I don't think I can either.
You're so pretty, you're so fair, you're so ready for Medicare.
Why don't you put your leg up on this table? Because it's so much better to keep it elevated. There, Willis. Not on my good hand. Hey, would you like some hot chocolate?
Listen, I've been enough trouble to you already.
Trouble is my middle name.
Somehow I don't doubt that.
Be careful.
That's inventive.
Here's looking at you.
Go!
Ooh. That's painful. That is painful. Especially if it's hot.
I don't know where to block.
Yeah, he'd have to do it.
I've got a first aid kit in my room.
Let me help you.
No, please, I'd rather do it myself.
I can help you.
I'd rather do it myself.
Where are you, Willis?
Clara.
Willis!
Oh,
Willis, I think I'm just going to crawl in my room.
how do I get in touch with you in the city?
Ask any ambulance driver. I don't know how many of you know this or not, but I raised my kid sister, Christine. It was great fun. It became a little difficult when I was married because a teenage sister living in the house with you presents several problems. Let me give you an example.
That was a good segue.
What's the matter? Don't you like good music?
Yes, I like good music. Have you ever heard of Tchaikovsky or Stokowski or Stravinsky?
Who are they?
The Rolling Stones of Poland, okay?
Fighting again? What's the matter? Oh, Roger's in another one of his jolly moods.
Oh, I thought she was going to do it again.
Where were you when I was about to be drafted?
Why do you keep saying your sister?
What, did you think she was my sister? You mean to tell me there's been a stranger living in the house for 2 years and neither one of us knew it?
Every teenager is that way. They're always eating.
Yeah, some of them get fat, she gets tall.
Well, I was like that when I was 16. I was tall and gawky, and look how beautifully I turned out. What?
Yeah.
What kind of a teenager is she anyway? She sits around here all night. Why doesn't she go out and protest something?
She would have a lot to protest about, though. I'm just saying that because of the time period and what time this was released.
You know the boy who lives next door, Willie Kessler?
Little Willie Kessler?
Yeah.
Sure. What about him?
Coming over tonight to take Chris out for a walk. I gave him $1. You know Willie Kessler? Rag, a creep, a loser. He's homely, dumb, and boring, and he's so short. Well, nobody's perfect. He asked me for permission to take you for a walk. A walk? What am I, a Cocker Spaniel or something? Well, number one, would you take your feet off the couch? Sorry. Would you try to be a little helpless and feminine?
What?
helpless and feminine. The other day I saw you changing a tire for a fella and you were holding up the back end of his car. Supposed to be a girl, not King Kong.
Hey, Willie, how tall are you?
5'5" and an 8.
Do you ever think about investing in some elevator shoes?
I'm wearing them.
Short, guys. I'm very, very short.
Young, attractive, carefree, taking a girl for a walk tonight, maybe even stealing a kiss.
A kiss?
Well, sure, what's wrong with that?
Well, it's asking a lot for $1.
Now remember, when you get out there, be feminine, helpless, and slump.
How is this gonna go?
Hi, Willie, my God.
Let me make you comfortable, honey.
Oh, aren't you sweet, darling?
This is not what she had in mind.
I can't tell you what a thrill it is for me to sit here and watch you read your newspaper. What time is it?
8:30.
Where are they? Why aren't they back? Just how much do we know about little Willie Kessler? For all I know, little Willie Kessler may be another Jack the Ripper. I'm the one who told her to be helpless and feminine, and she's out in the middle of the night with that teenage werewolf.
Were werewolves just a thing back then, too? They were really big in the late 2000s and early teens.
Nothing to worry about.
You're being Chris, what happened?
Probably nothing happened.
Did he get fresh?
Here you are, darling.
Did he get fresh?
You know that mud puddle down the block?
Yeah.
Well, we were crossing it.
Yeah?
And I slipped.
Yeah?
And by accident.
What?
I dropped him.
I bet she's in there crying her eyes out.
Probably in there eating her head off.
I'll bet you $1 she's in there right now crying.
Here's the mustard.
Welcome to our show. This is the second one. All of our regulars on. Vicki Lawrence, who plays my kid sister in the sketch, and our handsome announcer, Lyle Wagoner, and Harvey Korman is on again tonight, and our guests are Liza Minnelli.
So what I take from this is that this is actually a live show basically every week for the next, 10 years. Because this runs until 77, I think.
Carol Burnett, my real name. No, actually it isn't. There was some other performer that has my real name, so I had to change it. My real name is Ben Gazzara.
She's joking, but I for half a second I couldn't tell if she was joking or not.
Welcome to VIP, the television program that spends weeks and weeks moving equipment into celebrities' homes for spontaneous interviews.
Tonight, our cameras pry into the life of an ordinary young woman who gave birth to an ordinary baby whose grandfather happens to be an ordinary president of the United States. Lucy Brains lives in this house.
I don't think I know who this is.
Good evening, Lucy Brains.
Why, he's only 4 months old, and he said his first words as clear as anything. Good evening to you, too, baby. Well, come on in. Oh, you gave me quite a turn. I thought it was a baby.
What is that you're putting in the bassinet?
Oh, this is a gift from Linda Bird. It's a George the movie star doll. You wind it up and it cries mama.
That was good.
Got a nurse and a maid and a cook and 4 Secret Service men, and the FBI comes in once a month to do the laundry and look for communists.
By the way, Lucy Brains, talking about the baby, is he a good baby?
Oh, my, yes, indeedy. The only thing I mind, though, is getting up for that 2 o'clock barbecue.
I like the facial expression she gave there with her eyes getting big.
We nicknamed him Early Bird.
That was not good.
Usually I can get the baby to go to sleep by playing his favorite record.
What is it, Mother Goose lullabies?
No, Senator Dirkson's speeches.
Don't get the reference.
My daddy, the president's real busy, making decisions and things, but he sends Hubert Humphrey down to play with the baby.
Is he still alive at this point? Hubert Humphrey, that is.
How would you like him to be when he grows up?
Oh, Oh, golly. I'd like him to be a scientist if he's real.
Question.
I don't know what happened there. It's kind of weird that it has horns on the crib, or the bassinet.
And here's Sid portraying a husband awaiting the birth of his first child, Mr. Sid Caesar.
It'll be all right. Sure, it'll be fine. It'll be good. It'll be all right. It'll be okay, but the main thing, it should be all right. That's the main thing. But if it's all right, then it'll be okay. Then it'll be okay if it's all right. What's it, your first child? It's my first child, too, eh? Why am I laughing? I don't know.
Because you're nervous.
A cigarette? No, sure. Yeah, all right. Go ahead, take any one you want. Go ahead. I don't care. Yeah, stand still. I'll give you the light.
If you can.
A couple of hours now, I'll have a son. A couple of hours, a couple of minutes. I'll have a son. Put him in his little crib. Boy, and I'll go right away. I'll feed him. Yeah, look at that. And then I'll change him. He's a healthy boy. And he lays there. He don't even roll over once in a while. They get to be about 10, 12 years old, start to go to school.
They start school at 5.
Hand me his report card. Can you hear the teacher where you're sitting? Maybe you're sitting too far back. You can't see nobody. Are you going to the right place? The place I took you that morning. You going there? 17, 18 years old, start to go to high school. That's where he'll start to go with girls, you know. What I mean, you gotta have the keys to the car. Don't tell me you gotta have the keys. You say, yes, may I have the keys to the car? That's right. Or you'd like to have an extra few dollars? So would I. I'd like to have an extra few dollars. Oh, it's a very important day. You want to take us someplace with the tablecloths. That's right. Hey, that's okay. Here, here's an extra $2. Go ahead.
An extra $2.
How do you do? This is the girl. That's the girl!
Ugly looking?
Did you take a good look at this kid? I mean, in the light. Did you see her in the light? You don't mind that her nose goes this way, though. It's a boy? I got a boy. I got a son. Is that something? I got a son, my own son. And a what? And a girl. Hey, that's not bad. A boy and a girl. That's pretty good, huh? Boy, I got twins. And a what?
And a what? Triplets?
And another boy. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. 2 boys and a girl. I got a whole family. First shot, bang. And a what? No, I don't want no more. That's it.
So 4 kids.
Roger, where's Carol? What's the matter?
That poor kid didn't sleep a wink last night, so I just gave her a sleeping pill. Who's Mrs. Wells?
Roger, she's on the entrance board at Hobson College, and she's on her way over here to interview you and Carol.
How is this gonna go?
Mrs. Wells doesn't give the okay that gets me into college. You're gonna have me around your neck for the next 4 years.
Carol! 4 years with that monster.
You know something?
What?
The nights are getting shorter.
Carol!
You know, rescheduling might be a good thing to do.
All right, honey, drink this.
More.
Need a lot more.
Carol?
She fell asleep.
Now, come on, walk. That's it.
I'm not gonna make it in time. I'll never be accepted by that college. I just know it.
Yeah. Is it something that you really want? Is that college? That specific college?
Keep it. Come on, just get it. I mean, we have to make a good impression.
Yeah, I would say you haven't.
How do you do?
It's a pleasure meeting you, Mr. Bradford.
Thank you.
And you, Mrs. Bradford.
Honey, she's here.
Mrs. Wells is...
Mrs. Wells, she's the big one on the couch.
I'm especially impressed with that painting.
Oh, you like that?
Yes, that's
Would you
lovely.
believe me if I told you who painted that?
No.
Carol.
No.
Fantastic art.
Lovely.
Oh, that's funny.
You just entertain Mrs. Wells.
That's a bad idea.
Is there any saccharin? Is there any saccharin?
What does that do?
Oh.
How many?
2, please.
Saccharin must be something compared to, or comparable to sugar or something like that. Or similar to sugar.
Shall we have our little talk?
Yeah.
Average in academic standing was corroborated by her high marks in her college entrance exams. Thus we find, you see, the purpose of this report is to ascertain if her home environment is ideal.
I don't know if that's still a thing or not. I know that people will still make a big deal whether or not the home environment is still, suitable or not.
Well, I certainly hope you accept her in your school. She's wonderful.
I'm sure we shall.
Sorry, they're making me yawn.
Mrs. Wells?
Good morning. I don't know what made me drop off like that.
Overworked, Mrs. Wells. Too much interviewing for somebody so frail and delicate.
I don't know. I would consider that kind of an insult. Frail and delicate.
You're in. You're accepted.
Oh, Martin! We've got to celebrate,
What's the bottle of champagne you've been saving?
Yeah, oh,
Perfect.
Chrissy,
Okay.
You just took a sleeping pill. You sure you wouldn't rather go to bed?
Honey, I'm so excited about that. Now I couldn't sleep if I tried.
Honey, where the...
That's the second time that's happened.
Welcome to our third show. The handsome announcer Lyle Wagner is with us again. The one who's got shoulders like Joan Crawford.
Don't know the reference, but I know who John Crawford is.
A true nut, I guess is the best way to describe him. Jonathan Winters.
Yeah, I've heard of that name, but I don't know what he's famous for.
Do you show the audience during the show?
Sometimes we do. Right. Do you want to, be separated from this gentleman here? My friend, where are you? Liz? There she is. Liz Montgomery, ladies and gentlemen. Would you stand up?
Say this much. Their clothes are very vibrant and colorful.
I wanted to bring out our gifted nut. How long did it take you to do the role in Mad Mad World, Johnny?
We worked on that picture, I worked on that picture 6 months.
Interesting, we're not starting with VIP.
Oh, she's probably in the refrigerator. Are you sure she's your sister? She's not an Eskimo with a tapeworm?
That's funny.
Here's a phone call for you.
Who was it?
Some old friends of yours and Roger's. I can't remember their names.
Well, did you write their names down?
No.
I didn't have a pencil.
She probably ate it.
They said something about living in the same building with you and Raj when you were first married or something.
That couple, they were such close friends of ours. Oh, what was their name?
Well, think fast. They're coming over in a few minutes.
Why would you invite them?
Who lived in the same building we did when we were first married, when we had our first apartment.
Oh, sure.
Well, they're coming over in just a few minutes.
You're kidding. That's great.
Isn't that wild? They were our closest friends. We were never apart. We were like the Four Musketeers. There we were. We were so close, and they'll be here in a few minutes, and we can't even remember their name.
I like that. That was good.
Willy-nilly.
Humpty Dumpty.
No, wait a minute.
Now you're just getting to nursery rhymes.
Simple, everyday names on the tip of my tongue. Right?
Smith?
Like
No.
Jones.
No.
Smith.
No.
Nicopopoulos.
And that's what I said. Smith. But Nicopopoulos? Seriously? Nicopopoulos.
As soon as I see him,
You'll know.
Look who's here!
It's Roger!
It's Carol!
It's, them, all right.
We're living in the suburbs now, Roger.
Whoa, glad to hear that, old partner.
And we want you two to come and visit us real soon, Carol.
Oh, we will. How about a drink, everybody?
How about a drink?
You know, it's a shame the way old friends just kind of drift apart,
Just
you know?
drift apart.
Who in the world would think the old gang had just split up like that?
Yeah.
Well, life happens. That's just how it goes.
Ethel and Tom.
Ethel and Tom.
Ethel and Tom!
You ever see Ethel and Tom anymore?
That's not them. That's not them.
Here we go, little martinis. Here's yours, Carol.
Thank you, darling.
Here's yours, Old Bean, old kid, old sock. Here's yours, Mrs. Old Bean, old kid, old sock.
Here's to Roger.
Here's to Carol.
Aw.
You toast us, huh?
How's that gonna work?
Honey, toast them. She's so imaginative. She thinks of a we'll toast them together.
I like that. I like her facial expression there.
I think I've got a clue. I saw his initials on his tie clip.
Yeah? What are the initials?
RB.
Roger Bradford. It's my tie clip. I gave it to him 4 years ago.
This'll have to be the last one, Roger, because Eloise and I have to be going.
Oh, you and Eloise. Eloise.
Just like it used to be. Roger, Carol, Eloise, and him.
And him. And him.
Mustn't lose track of them, George.
George and Eloise.
Eloise and George.
George and Eloise.
Either way.
What is wrong with you? Why do you keep saying their names over and over again?
You write our number down in your book.
Eloise and George, I always did have a terrible time remembering how to spell your last name.
Oh, yeah. People always forget, you know.
I know.
I'll tell you. With one L.
With one L.
1 L.
Here's my card.
Oh, no, that's not necessary for such a simple name.
I'll take it.
George Nicopopoulos.
He was Nicopopoulos.
Goodbye, Eloise. Goodbye, George. Nicopopoli.
Nicopopoli.
I don't know how we got through. We're marvelous when you kept saying partner and
You,
pal. Like
you were marvelous. Couldn't have done it without you. Here's to you, Carol.
And here's to you.
Here's to you looking. I messed it up. I was gonna say, or here's looking at you, kid.
I'm here to bring you another series of interviews with interesting people on the move. I see a young man approaching who is obviously making use of the low rates for traveling college students under the age of 21. Don't be afraid. I'm old Harvey Korman.
I would be.
You ever meet a television star before?
No.
Don't be frightened.
What do I get?
What do I get?
No.
Refrigerator or something?
This isn't The Price is Right. Hopefully that is correctly time period.
You have any extracurricular activities?
No, Sally Dingling. My girlfriend, Sally Dingling.
Oh, Sally Dingling.
She's in botany.
Botany?
Yeah.
Just pull those little insects apart, do you?
Oh, yeah. I loved it. Tease them.
Botany. I thought botany was food, farming.
That's funny, Jerry. I mean, you're putting the iron, aren't you?
Your hands off of me.
I think that was kind of unscripted right there.
By the way, what are you studying over there at...
Theater arts.
Theater arts?
Yeah.
So you want to be an actor?
No, I want to be a governor.
Kind of a smile joke, you know.
My name is Gugu Gabor.
Google Gabo. I was gonna say, why does it remind me of Lady Gaga's name?
Well, I won't keep you.
Why not?
You're in a hurry.
Oh, that's true. I'm on my way to my silver anniversary party.
You've been married 25 years?
No, 25 husbands.
He was arriving for the National Police Chiefs Convention. He's a police... Ah! What did you do that for?
Screaming in a public place.
But you hit me before I shouted.
Good cop can always foresee a crime and act first.
I see you carry your nightstick with you at all times, huh?
Right? You never know when you're going to run into a peace march.
Bad joke.
Do you ever use tear gas to control riots?
Don't you realize that stuff gets in people's eyes? Turn the fire hose on him. That's not all. He's over there.
I feel like he's gonna use it if he says anything.
Better believe it. My right arm. Kinley on there. Death before dishonor. Snake. All the way down my back.
You mean tattoos?
Of course I mean tattoos. What outfit were you in during the war?
I was in the Navy.
Well, I was in the Red Cross.
We were talking about police...
Stick 'em up.
I would
I guess
assume
we were.
then that you think that the charges of police brutality are false.
I certainly do, and I'll stomp on anybody that says otherwise.
Anyway, let's get on. Ah! What was that for?
Not standing up straight in the presence of the police chief. Stand up, boy.
All right.
Put your chest out.
All right, sir.
Bring your knees in.
All right.
Feet together.
Right.
That's enough, that's enough.
You unleashed a pack of vicious, snarling dogs into that crowd.
That's correct. And restraining a healthy, vicious dog at the end of a leash. You understand that? It hurts their necks. Don't you understand that? Call me Regis.
Okay. Regis.
Never call me Regis.
But you just told me to.
Well, if I told you to jump off a bridge, would you do it?
Of course not.
Why not? That was a joke, guys. That was a joke.
Sounds How's that? Wait a minute. Get up, boy. You kidding? Was to give you my best dog.
Oh, Regis.
Prince. Would you like Prince?
I would love that, Regis.
I'll bet you would.
Thank you
and
very
Prince would like you. Stick him, Prince!
No!
I think it's kind of neat that the dog was named Prince, just because I think Prince actually was. Could be wrong. I think Prince was making music in the 60s, but I could be wrong about that because it's more. I think he's more like 70s and 80s than he is late 60s. But I could be wrong about that, guys. So just let me know down in the comments below if that's who he was referring to.
On the show tonight, a marvelous comedian that you all know from McHale's Navy and Rango.
Wait a minute, the animated show? That's a joke, guys. I'm joking. The animated show with Johnny Depp. Or not show, movie.
Her name is Gloria Loring. She will be with us.
Why does that name sound familiar? Probably I'd have no recollection. It just sounds similar to some name that I know.
Could we turn up the lights so I can talk to the audience and... Oh, you're gorgeous!
I like how she does that almost every single episode. Or has done it every single episode. Just calling the audience gorgeous.
Are there any questions you'd like to ask before we get started tonight? Measurements, Carol. What are my measurements?
What are your measurements?
38, 26, and 30, and I won't say in what order. Lyle Wagoner. The audience or some of the ladies might want to ask you a question or two. Anybody want to ask Lyle something?
What's your measurements? That's funny.
That was our drunk Irish camera.
Okay, so that was actually part of the crew, or part of the production. Must be in this skit they didn't have a title card for this skit like they typically do. Didn't expect that. that I do like. That's pretty good. But that's a new one I haven't seen where the washing machine goes up to the roof. Oh, missed the chance there with the fridge. Well, I spoke too soon. Of course, yeah. Oldest trick in the book. I like the sound effects there. That I did not expect for them to reopen that.
Reporting the news, the television stations now have a new problem to see which station can get the news to the viewers first.
I wonder if this is when they started to switch to actual ratings, because back then it wasn't.
Our news is the most modern, up-to-date news possible. Even I have not as yet seen the news.
This should be good.
We're experiencing a little bit of difficulty with the news machine here as we go on the air, but...
And that's because there is no news.
In the meantime...
In the meantime, we're just going to sit here and look at each other.
See, we seem to have cleared up the difficulty, so now here is the news. The news machine is broken.
No shit, Sherlock.
Thank you for that news, George. Now here's your local weatherman, Don Rumbaugh. Don, how's the weather look? Don returns from his vacation on Monday. Sure be glad to see him back.
Yeah.
Governor says there will definitely be another tax hike. When asked just how much of a tax hike, the governor stated it will probably be in the area of...
I guess that's it.
Here are the sports scores. 2-1, 3-5, and 8-2.
Baseball? Possibly.
8-2 is a final.
Yeah, I would say it's baseball.
Here's the news. Do the commercial, stupid.
Or sponsorship.
Why don't we pause now in the news and watch this film commercial from Britain Realty.
It's like, help me!
Show where you, the listener, get an opportunity to call in and ask me any question at all you have about the news. Remember, the number is Crestview 67399. Just call in and ask me any question at all pertaining to the news.
I'm surprised they didn't do the 555.
Call in now.
Well, for sure, are you even airing?
Yeah. The lines are tied up at first. Keep trying. 6 operators on duty.
That's a lot of operators.
Eggs, butter, loaf of bread.
Sounds like somebody's grocery list.
Well, look, honey, I'm on the air. No, right now.
Here's the grocery list.
All right. Poopsie Whoopsie loves you too. See, the old clock on the wall says it's 6:30.
Yeah, right. It's only 6:10, so. And the clock was actually broken. So we might be right about what time it actually is. It only showed 6:10, so.
Lucy, I can't tell you what a kick it is having you on my show.
Where's your announcer, Lyle Wagner? Would you call him out, please, Carol?
And as soon as I heard that I was going to get my own show, she was just practically the first person I called.
I think he's adorable.
And now I'm sorry.
But yeah, I was excited to actually see Lucy here on this show because I actually know Lucy. I used to watch her show in theater class when I was a freshman in high school.
This is Lucille Ball.
Well, that's quite the introduction right there.
Attaboy, Lyle. Fight her off. Jump off his shoulders and kill myself.
Hi, Lyle.
Hi, Lucy.
Like introducing nitro to glycerin. It's my own fault. I had a choice between her and Phyllis Diller.
I don't know who that is, but I know who Lucille Ball is. That was actually pretty good.
Here are the keys, miss. The car's just outside. It wasn't easy choosing between you. Goodbye, Dorothy.
Goodbye, Dad.
Dad?
4 lipsticks a day.
Watch it, Green Eyes.
Green? My eyes are blue.
Oh, do you have them dyed too?
I don't know if you can actually do that or not. I don't think you can. Can you actually have your eyes be a different color?
I'd like to rent a car.
Gertz Rent a Car at your service, sir. We're number 1, you know.
Mavis Rent a Car. We try harder.
I can see that. Gave me a little whiplash there.
I can see that.
For our extra service, how about a massage?
Talk about extra services, sir. Anything at all.
Anything?
Forget it.
Anything?
Oh, you have a spot on your tie.
See, all I wanted was just a car.
Oh, yeah. Sedan, hardtop, or convertible.
I really like this.
The breed of man accustomed to the very best. A leader, a winner, a perfectionist, intolerant of anything second-rate.
You know, you're right.
Sign here.
Don't worry about us. We'll get by. I don't know how, but we will. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Nobody's for the underdog anymore.
I'll sign. What are your rates?
Oh, $12 a day and 10 cents a mile.
$10 a day and 8 cents a mile.
$5 a day and 3 cents a mile.
$5 a day.
He's like, what else?
It's a motorcycle. Gert stands behind their cars.
They have to. They don't have any brakes.
I've had just about enough of your Grand Canyon mouth.
Oh, yeah? Well, you ain't heard nothing yet.
Looking for transportation into town, sir?
Yes, I am.
Well, why not take the bus and leave the driving to us?
Oh, I'm going to go with him.
It would be, I'm gonna go with her. Although he did get concussed a lot, so maybe he got confused.
We just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long.
Okay, guys, that was the first 4 episodes of the Carol Burnett show, and I gotta say that I actually liked it. Usually, I'm not one for skits or stuff like that, but that was actually pretty good. Much more of a stand-up comic kind of guy, just in nature and stuff like that. But I did like some of the skits, and some of the skits are relatable. Some are going to be about what was going on at the time in the world and kind of, how people felt about certain things, especially when it comes to making fun of the politics during that time and just kind of what, the people thought. So I'm going to be out of the loop when it comes to that sort of stuff, as far as stuff like that. And then also just kind of, I would say, sensibilities, if that is the correct word, that's changed just a little bit. Kind of taken back when she, especially in this one scene when she sprayed the baby with some hairspray or something. Just kind of didn't rub me the wrong way, but it was just kind of shocking in a sense because of that and stuff like that. So when it comes to that type of stuff, and portraying certain people and stuff, I really won't know what is accurate and what is not based on what is being portrayed. Basically, I won't know the person's characteristics or personality or character in real life to say. And I know that it's all dramatized and stuff like that. So I won't know exactly what qualities that they're making fun of a particular person. So that being said, I know enough about Shirley Temple to kind of know, what makes Shirley Temple versus what was, being played up and dramatized for laughs and stuff like that. But when we get to Phyllis Diller or something like that, I have no idea who these people are. I don't know what they've done. Like Jonathan Winters, I've heard the name, but I don't know exactly who that is, or just stuff like that. So when it comes to the VIP stuff and stuff like that, I'm gonna need you guys' help to kind of help guide me through what the person's actually like, and then what they're playing off of. But I do like the first 4 episodes. Least favorite episode would probably be episode 3. That's just because, again, it has to do with just how people felt about certain things in politics at the time, like the police brutality stuff. I've read about that, kind of in school and stuff in the 60s, but outside of a textbook, I have no idea because I didn't live through that, or what people's thought was. And thought process while watching that episode was, this is kind of cool because we get to see what people thought about it back then and kind of see it just through kind of a lens and a comedic lens of that. So, um, the show itself seems to be, when it comes to that sort of stuff, I'm going to be asking you guys like a lot of questions about people and what they actually did, so I understand kind of what they're making fun of and stuff like that. That way I can kind of be clued in on just kind of the society at the time, and culture and that sort of thing. The other skits are actually pretty funny because they're more relatable. Like living with a kid sister, even though I haven't had that experience. That's something that's, relatable even if you didn't live with the kid sister and stuff and trying to raise the kid sister and that sort of thing. The ski lodge has been parodied as well so many times that that it's just funny, and basically scenarios that you could commonly run into kind of everyday life. Of course, it's not going to be that dramatized, but it is funny nonetheless, and it's relatable. So I liked the first 4 episodes. I would say the first episode, the second episode are my favorite. The I would say the fourth episode would be third, and then the third episode would be third or last, because with the third episode I can't relate to it as much, and therefore it kind of goes down in the bottom of the list with those 4 episodes. So with those episodes, so yeah, I really enjoy it. I really like seeing Lucille Ball. I know her from I Love Lucy, and stuff like that, which I kind of talked about, but it was kind of cool to see somebody that I actually knew, um, and actually, watch some of their content beforehand. That way I kind of understood who she is and that sort of thing. So it's gonna be interesting to say the very least with the series, just so that I understand kind of what's going on. So I'm mainly gonna be relying on you guys for when it comes to people and what they did and stuff like that. But other than that, guys, I really did enjoy my time um with the show and that sort of thing. I'm looking forward to part 2. With that being said, part 2 is only going to contain 3 episodes, I think. I did do a little bit of research while actually making this video, and it seems like Amazon messed it up. There are 30 episodes in the first season, because the 31 episode is actually premiering in September of '68, and I thought there were 31 in this season. But if the series begins in September, why isn't 31 part of season 2? So I did mess up on that. So by and large, I'm going to try and fix it, but I just don't know when I'm gonna fix it. As far as how many parts there are going to be and stuff like that. So, do realize that I saw the mistake, but by the time that I saw it, the 4th episode had already been recorded, and I told you guys in the intro that I would do 4 episodes, so that's why there's going to be 4. There's going to be 3 episodes in the next part, which I'm going to go ahead and film right now after I get done with this outro. But with that, guys said, I was kind of correct in that this kind of reminded me of the Amanda Show but it also reminded me of Sunny with a Chance, and then later I believe they did a spin-off show of that and just called it So Random. Um, Later, and it just kind of reminds me of those comedy skits. Didn't really have much to do with whose line is it anyway, and then there was a third show I mentioned which I don't remember at this time, um, but it mostly reminds me of um, the Amanda Show and that's So Random and Sunny with a Chance. So I didn't really watch any of those shows actually. Um, I watched it here and there when it would pop on and there was nothing else, on TV at the time. But otherwise, I was, watching other things. For me, I really not watched a lot of skit comedy shows in my time. Like I said, I watched a lot of stand-up comedians, um, such as Jeff Foxworthy, Bill Engvall, and Jeff Dunham, and Larry the Cable Guy, and haven't really dug much into Ron White, but he's kind of up there as well. Bill Burr is kind of a new one for me because I really hadn't watched a lot of his content up until recently when he became popular in the Mandalorian. But anyway, we're getting off subject here. Sorry, I'm kind of just rambling with my thoughts. We're just rambling. But back to the Cara Burnett show. Yeah, I really liked what I watched for the first 4 episodes. I'm going to continue to watch more of this show. So with that in mind, do consider commenting, and subscribing, and I will see you guys in the next part. Thank you guys.